Imagine you're a college student and it's time to register for your next semester. You go to your course schedule and you find the following courses: Wildlife Medicine in Africa, Cruise Management in the Caribbean, Sport Society in the International Olympic Movement in Copenhagen, Specialty Coffee in Costa Rica, Medical Device Design in India, Creativity and Education in Mexico, Documentary Photography and Storytelling in Prague. By the way, these are all actual courses offered this school year in Texas universities. Study abroad is exactly what it sounds like: college students taking college courses in other countries. Now, it's understandable if you're not immediately excited about this. 20 years ago, a Congressional Commission on Study Abroad set the goal to send 1 million college students to study abroad every year until 2010. They fell short of their goal. They only sent 1%, to about 200,000 students every year. Now, hearing about studying abroad and hearing a list of classes is not enough. And so maybe painting a picture will give you an idea of what study abroad has to offer. I studied abroad twice in my doctoral studies, both times going to Costa Rica for 2 weeks at a time. It was the mini semester between the spring and the summer, and this is the first group that we traveled with. The course was a science education multicultural course, and the people who attended were mostly pre-service teachers. We stayed at a research center in San Isidro, Costa Rica. It's also where we lived for 2 weeks. There were dorms for us to stay in. These are them. This is a shot down from the research center. Everything was a hike, even getting to your bedroom at night. Our mornings were spent in elementary schools and high schools. We were there to help, to tutor, and to teach lessons. We taught lessons in frog biology, in plant structure, and in volcanoes. Our later mornings were when we were in class as students taking our multicultural education course. This, what you see now, is the only part of what looks familiar to a regular college student sitting in class, or even a high school student sitting in class listening to a lecture. But study abroad is more than that. Our afternoons were in the field. This is one of my group members. We are working on a vegetation transect. We learned how to read topographic maps. We also performed elevation profiles in the forest. We collected soil samples from all across the research center and analyzed them for elements. One time we even did a night hunt, scary, for an animal survey. And here I am with my headlamp and my snake boots. And if you thought Texas snakes were big and scary, whew, Costa Rica is more. It's extra. We finished every night with a reflection session and homework. So it is like regular school, always homework. Sometimes when we weren't in the field in the afternoon, we would take excursions. Here we are at a dam visiting an hydroelectric plant. And here we are waiting to tour the inside with our helmets and earplugs. We also visited an aquaculture center and visited a tilapia farm where they prepared us this dinner. We hiked the trails around Mount Arenal, as well as climbed to the top of lava flows. We visited Tarcolis Bridge to view the crocodiles, and it was on the way to Jaco Beach. Jaco Beach has a special place in my heart. This is the first volcanic sand beach that I've been to. The sand is black from broken down obsidian. So all the while still having great experiences outside the classroom, but still having to do with science. We did safari rafting tours. And we shopped, because it's half vacation. We shopped, and we shopped even more. We bonded, and we left our mark. You may still say, no, I'm good, it's not for me. I will say the first time that I studied abroad, I was like, no, I don't think I can afford it. I'm not sure about traveling abroad. I was younger. Currently, 90% of college students are also saying no to study abroad. And it's for two reasons. The first of that reason is that students don't know the benefits of study abroad. The study abroad community, myself included, have failed to inform students of the benefits of studying abroad. And the big issue is that it's not affordable. So I'm going to talk to you today about both of those issues. So let's tackle the big one first, the money. Start saving now. Depending on your trip, where you go, the length of your stay and your activities there, the amount that you have to pay will be different. Maybe save, study abroad for your senior year of college. Take advantage of your university's payment plan. Look for scholarships and grants. The first time I studied abroad, I applied for a scholarship at my university, and it was an easy in. You applied for it and you got it. It was available to every student. Nobody knew about it until we started the study abroad progress. This should have been advertised to the students. Because of the nature of higher education, anything that's an opportunity is also an opportunity for education. Research, educational research. Wherever there is research, you have a need for graduate assistants and for undergraduate student workers. Look for these opportunities. The first time I studied abroad, I applied for, I interviewed, and was offered a position for a graduate assistantship, and it covered everything. My flight, my stay at the research center, including all my meals, and I got a room to myself. Everyone else was in rooms with 3 other people. Space is invaluable. Last, this year there is hope that Congress will sign an act that will funnel funding to universities so that they can build study abroad programs for all students. Now the benefits. The study abroad community may have failed you before about learning or teaching you the benefits of study abroad, and so we're going to cover those today. First, if you're in a country where they speak a language other than your own, you have an opportunity to build some foreign language fluency. You also improve your analytical skills. So in a given situation, being abroad in a new country with new people, potentially a new language and cultural practices, what can you take away from the situation? Impromptu learning is the idea that when you're in a sticky situation, like being abroad, not speaking the language, if something comes up, your ability to solve that problem stays with you. Also, exposure to these new countries and people and cultural practices, recognizing them, appreciating them. This results in positive cross-cultural communication, which also parlays into open-mindedness, these new experiences that you haven't had before. After studying abroad, research finds that students are having greater academic success. This means higher GPAs. This means finishing degrees at a higher rate. This includes first-generation college students and underrepresented student groups. Self-confidence is also boosted. Increased civic engagement. So not only are you benefiting from study abroad, so is your community. And this comes from the idea that when you travel abroad, the country conditions are different than your own, and so you have an appreciation. That appreciation is something that you bring back with you. You also have an increased interest in traveling abroad on your own, not so much study abroad, but traveling abroad. I apologize for this. This is going to cost you. Cultural awareness and empathy. So again, being abroad, experiencing new cultures, different from your own, not only recognizing them, but appreciating them, allows you to develop your global citizenship. Now, I wouldn't be a great high school teacher if I didn't serve both interests of my students, both those going to college and career. So for college students who are starting a career after college, their benefits to studying abroad will follow you. One of those is that you're a better team player. When you study abroad, you're never alone. You have your faculty members and you have your cohort peers. As you work together, that is a trait that will stay with you. That is something that employers look at as something beneficial. You're also a better problem solver. You're more flexible. So are you open to ideas that may not be yours? You're more adaptable when things don't go right. Can you fix the situation? You're a better decision maker. You consider options and you make a decision whether it's easy or not. And last, you build your self-efficacy. What this means is given your situation, given how it plays out, how you reflect, make changes, and try again. This is well developed also as a result of studying abroad. Now, I've told you 2 reasons people don't study abroad: the money and not having known the benefits. Today, I've given you ideas. Unfortunately, I can't give you the money, but I've given you the ideas to how to find them. But I have told you the benefits. So you're not most students anymore. Now you can say yes to study abroad. Where will you be studying? Thank you.